Ah, that felt good going live. Yeah.
We just kind of ease into it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, life is fulfilled.
Yeah, I see no reason to, you know, should hurry. Make sure that we should be. Well, normally I would have been live like right at 9 o'clock, but figure 1 minute. I could not be here at all. People would miss us. You'd be writing in. There'd be a big writing letter writing campaign. Go right back to them. Anyway, hello everybody out there. Hello. Starting the radio out right now. 7,450 on the radio. Tuning in. Hello. Thank you.
Hello, radio people.
Let's
Appreciate
see.
each and every one of you. Come on in and tell your friends.
You know what time it is. Indie Vote time. Indie Vote Livewire time. We are getting ready. We're being joined by more people. More people are getting in the green room. I'll bring them in. Yeah. Rob says, am I invited? Yeah, Rob, you should have gotten, did you not get the link? I sent it over to Roland earlier.
Welcome, Jason.
Yeah, Randy, could you send it to Rob?
I probably can, yes. Give me a second, Rob. It's going to take a second. We're talking about Rob Davis, right?
Yep. He's says, am I invited? Of course, yes. You were. I sent the link to you earlier. Well, I sent it to Roland. I sent it to him.
I think I know that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here.
Guys, if you got links to your campaigns, drop them in the private chat so Varian can bring them up later on in the program.
Yeah.
Rob, that is going to you on Facebook right now. If you can hear me. It's in your messenger on Facebook.
All right. I'm going to make sure that we're all set here. Everyone joining us right now. Tonight will be something going to be bringing back the Indie Vault tonight too. So if you see that show up, listen for the question. You must be quick, and you must type the question in. The first person types the right answer gets the prize, whatever it is we're giving away. I know we're giving away. Not telling any of you yet. All right, I'm gonna hit the intro, and we're gonna come back on the other side of this, and yeah, we'll start introducing ourselves. Here we go. We need pyro.
We definitely could use some pyro.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're here live. I could do the old Shivani. This is going to be the biggest Indie Vote Livewire ever. Every week he said that, and every week he lied.
Let's get ready to talk comics.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a busy week already, guys. So here we go. I'm gonna actually just jump into my intro. I got a new intro.
Another one?
Another new intro. No, like my personal intro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a new intro. And it goes like this. Hello, everyone. I'm the founder of Indie Vote Media LLC, Varian Grant, but you can call me Lord, Reverend Kid, artist, publisher, geek, gamer, father, husband, brother, ally, and reluctant taxpayer. Always reluctant taxpayer. Not necessarily in that order. And since it's Tuesday, it's time for Indie Vote Livewire, where we come together once again to celebrate and talk about indie comics and people who make them, the crazy people who make them. This is Indie Vote Livewire. I'm joined, as always, by the lovely Indie Princess. Hello.
Hello. I am Lola, the Indie Princess. I am the EST over at IndieVolt.com, co-publisher at LastCallComics.com, creator and writer of Lore, which launches March 31st, which is approaching soon.
And Herald of the Mighty Shoe Cam.
Sponsored by IndieCron.
Yeah, I got new shoes today, guys. Thanks.
It just showed up in the mail.
Somewhere right now, someone's like going, my shoes. I said, no.
Those are my shoes. It's so awesome. It's my shoes.
Yeah, they actually glow in the black light too.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
Mr. Zim, Andrew.
Okay, I was just letting Rob into the chat. Hey, or into the on the show. Hey, Rob. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime independent and alternative comics creator. Been doing it for many decades. Done just about everything in the direct market that you can imagine. Retailed for a decade. Did a lot of commercial artwork, that's sequential art for education and advertising purposes. And now I'm looking at resurrecting Arrow Comics. And with our first product, which is the Indie VOLT Revolt anthology that's available on Indiegogo now. Go over there and take a look at it. It's a great, great product. And I'm happy to be a part of the Indie VOLT radio network. And also with us tonight is Jason. Jason, introduce yourself. Hey there, Jason. Octopus Cowboy. Hello.
We have technical difficulties there.
Yep.
Seems like it's the night for technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. This happens at times. How about Shane? Shane, can you introduce yourself? We just lost the Viking guy.
Oh, lovely.
It's understandable. I had similar issues yesterday because a thunderstorm, or like a really bad one, rolled through, and it was cutting me in and out on the interview I was doing yesterday. But my name is Shane. I'm a writer and creator of Beast King and Ungodly Champion. And Beast King I currently have on Kickstarter with a week to go, and it's for issue number 4. And that's about it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Hodson, at Dreaded Dinosaur. I'm the creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man, which you can read on Webtoons and or Tapas if you like. Also, the host of Indie Volt's Webtoon show, It Came From Webtoon, on Monday nights at 9 p.m., where we go and comb through all the thousands of web comics that are out there on those platforms and tell you which ones we like and which ones we think you should read.
Also joining us today is Mr. Rob Davis.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're coming through fine. Introduce yourself to our radio audience.
I'm Rob Davis. I work with Silverline Comics on Twilight Grim. I'm also a partner in the publishing business of Airship 27. We publish public domain pulp characters and new characters in the same pulp vein.
Cool. Jason, are you together yet? Are you there?
Can you guys hear me?
We
Yes,
can hear
sir.
you fine. Introduce yourself to our radio audience, Jason.
Yep.
Hey, my name is Jason. I have a campaign on Indiegogo soon to launch. It's called Octopus Cowboy. I've been a professional artist for about 25 years. Did some comics, advertising, did some toy industry work, designing and merchandise stuff. And yeah, thanks for inviting me.
And we just
Absolutely. I saw his art for Octopus Cowboy just scrolling through my feed on Twitter. I'm like, dang, that looks awesome. And
Cool.
I just had to friend him, message him, and say, hey, can we get you on? Because it looks like you're getting ready to launch. And it looks like, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It looks hilarious and cool. And
I got zero social media presence, and when Eric invited me, I was like, that just made my day. You know what I mean? I've been spending a year on it, and I had plans in my head, but didn't know how to go about it. And after a year, then I put it up on Indiegogo, and only now am I just starting with this, promoting it and everything.
awesome, cool. Well, you're definitely going to get some eyeballs tonight. Radio,
Cool.
we have seriously cool radio numbers. Varian, where are we at right now?
Right now we're climbing. We just jumped to 24,000. So
There
I
we go.
will let you guys know. I'll let you know as we climb up there. The artistic Viking is back.
Yes. Stick around.
Hey, John, can you hear us?
He must be having troubles.
He must be.
Yeah.
John, are you there?
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, bud.
Here?
Sorry. Sometimes we just get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you there?
Are you there?
Oh.
Oh, still can't hear you.
No. Unplug and plug back in.
Yeah.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Yeah. You there? Are you there?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. I feel like I'm in a freaking cell phone commercial.
Introduce yourself.
Are you there?
Oh, it's delayed.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. I feel like I'm in a freaking cell phone commercial.
Also, you know what?
Yeah, there is an echo. Wow.
Introduce yourself.
Are you there?
Keep
All right. There we go.
Because it's gonna go on an infinitum until introduce yourself.
I am John Martin. I am the inker and one of the cover artists for Friar Rush for Silverline, which is also on Kickstarter right now with Mr. Rob Davis's Twilight Grim.
Yep.
Cool.
We're in the last days of our Kickstarter. We've already made our money, and now we're doing some push goals. So
Sweet.
If Pop said you just signed up, and then Jake says, "Oh, the latency is bad." Yes, it is.
It's okay. Nobody expects us to be complete professionals. We're learning as we go, and we keep getting better all the time.
complete professionals, right?
Yeah, as long as you know.
We've only been doing this for 2 years, so we're still new at it.
Yeah.
And you know, it is a night of technical difficulties because I, for some reason, could not get into the site for a while. So, but I'm in. I just had a slight
You hooked up that new monitor, and then all your crap just went to crap.
everything. You know,
What it is.
yeah, it's not even hooked up. completely
Updating
yet,
sucks.
but yeah, it's feeling a lot better about it though now because you know, I was able to get it to. It's just acting. Some things on my computer are new. I got a new lighting system you guys can't see, but
That's
yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
Before we go on, we should run this. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Indie Volt Media LLC and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
And we are TVMA, DSLV, DS9,
DS9. Yep.
Babylon 5, all of those letters.
I worked on DS9. Okay. Seriously, yeah. I did DS9, yeah. For Malibu back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that takes me back. I miss Malibu. Those books were great.
Oh, I miss Malibu too. That was it was I never had it as good as when I had it at Malibu. Yeah.
That's the reason why everybody needs to back everything Silverline puts out, because there's a lot of Malibu creators there.
A lot of us ex-Malibu folks are over there now. Yep.
Whatever happened to X Mutants? Where is that property? I loved that book.
Who was Marvel?
I think
Marvel owns it now, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I remember the.
So it's in a woodshed somewhere, never to see the light of day.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, if they don't do something within a certain period, their trademark lapses, the copyright, unless they renew it. Well, copyright is a different deal, but trademark, if they don't do something with it within a certain period, it lapses and anybody can snatch it up. So, I don't know.
Wait in the wings and just grab it up the minute it's free. From Indie Volt Radio. Indie Volt Radio, question from, this is from, I guess it's Kate. We're going to go with KGiz. KGiz. It's KGiz.
KGiz.
K-J-I-Z-Z.
Okay.
Okay.
K-Jazz.
Korean jizz. Maybe.
There you go.
It's like K-pop. You really don't want
it. And it is about digital comics. Says, hey guys, what I like about digital comics is being able to take my entire library with me wherever I go, from device to device. Sure. It's really handy. People on the go and don't want all the clutter. I will buy comics that I believe may ascend in value or I have special connection to, but I rather keep my collection entirely digital. Also, with NFT, there's an extra value. There's extra value given to digital comics. Yeah. So, again, that's from Cages. Yeah, digital comics and NFT. That's what we need. That's DC issued a warning. Stop the shit or else.
They don't like people making money, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Keep them artists starving
without their finger in it.
Yeah, that's the NFTs that they stopped. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So did Marvel.
Well, the thing is, can they really do that? Stop them? I mean, they can stop you from using their characters in it.
Yes.
But you can do anything you want in NFTs,
Right?
You know, to something else. You know,
Mhm.
so it's not stopping anything except the use of their characters, which they're you know, they could do that.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Real quick, Jake said for a second, I thought Rob meant Deep Space Nine. He did. He meant
I do mean Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. The
I do.
the Malibu comic. Matter of fact, I know I got a couple issues.
Yeah.
Jake's from the Netherlands. We love him, but sometimes he's not totally aware of American comics, and he's young.
Well, yeah, this may even have been before he was born. So
it might be
because it's been that long ago. We're talking 90. I think 94, 95 is the last year I did any.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was born after that, yep.
Rebel Comics says, so that dude made a point. Maybe reader like digital and collectors and speculators want physical. A lot of people who buy comics buy for the flip to get graded, etc.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's what the market has wrought. You know, there are still a lot of people out there who like to buy physical copies to read, though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
and
I
collect.
buy stuff. That's all I buy. I don't buy anything to flip. Does anybody not realize history? I mean, the Dutch had this bubble that started with tulip bulbs that they kept going up in value, and people were buying them and then selling them back, and then, like any other market, after a while it collapses unless there's some intrinsic value behind it, like there is for gold or silver.
Yeah,
you know, but there's you can build up a bubble, but it's eventually going to burst. That's what happened in the comics in the mid to late 90s. They were going to all collectible stuff, you know, selling original artwork. They were starting to draw pages for comics so they could sell them at conventions rather than tell a decent story. And then they started making all these multiple covers for everything, and the market collapsed eventually. So it's going to happen.
William Pace says, I call BS on NFT.
Yeah, I mean it's a fad right now, and it's going to run its course. Well, and eventually, whatever NFTs will find their place because they're not going to go away.
No, it's like Bitcoin; it'll stick around. Yep. It might go up in value, but again, it could collapse completely.
Sorry, Jake, I won't make that mistake. I knew it started with an N. Jake says it's Norway. My apologies, Jake.
So someone clip that. Randy said I knew it started with an N. You take him out of context later.
It started with an N.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome! The great Brian Shearer joins us.
Brian Shearer, how you doing?
What is going on?
Hello.
Coming through real good, buddy.
It's a full house in here.
It is.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Shoulder to shoulder.
We can still take one or two more. So.
Brian, introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Shane is in the Ann B. Davis spot, though. So he has the important square.
All right, so I'm supposed to introduce myself.
I am in the middle.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So I'm Brian Shearer. I've worked on Transformers and G.I. Joe for a long time, and now I'm doing my own book launching on Friday, unless Indiegogo, something snafus, but I don't think it will. Gunship Thunder Punch. So it's book 2.
Cool.
And book 1 about a year ago or so. Got that out. So this is a graphic novel, second graphic novel, about 70 some pages. And that's what I got going on right now.
Very cool.
Cool.
It's I looked at Gunship Thunder Punch. Eric sent this to me, and I was looking at it like, man, I can't draw mechs. It's my one weakness. Like
Most people really love it or absolutely hate it. And
I absolutely hate it.
yeah, I mean, a lot of artists are either just that would rather draw anything than mech, but I like it.
Now, what's odd about that is that I told someone, I said, I don't like drawing mechs, but I'll draw Iron Man and the Transformers all day. And he said, well, technically the Transformers aren't mechs. And our friendship ended at that moment. Haven't talked to the son of a bitch in 11 years.
Okay.
There was a point of contention between he and I just couldn't take it.
Yeah. Well, Iron Man is, it depends on which version too. Like Iron Man can get pretty complicated.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about perspective so much, not with like a giant robot that is going to vanish way off in the distance. But yeah.
See, I just, I get that's what we need. We need a real mech. That'll solve all America's problems right there. When I'm president, that's the platform I'm running on. Mechs for everyone.
Well, didn't Japan make like a giant one? It moves very, very slow though.
Yeah.
It's a life-size Gundam.
Yeah. So once they speed that thing up and get it, balancing and agile, we're in trouble.
Yeah, see, that's how you know there's not a geek president. Like, because imagine that, Mr. President, we got some startling images from what looks like the Japanese are building something. It's a damn mech.
We need to get on that right now.
That would be funny.
Yeah. If I was president, I'd be like, listen, Northup, I'm tired of these planes and I'm tired of these tanks. I want a tank walking around on two legs.
Yeah.
Get it built right now. I'll order 1,000 of them.
We got all these vehicles and none of them can walk. What's up with that?
And it'll be real life Robotech.
Did nobody see Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
I think that Gundam already moves by itself. It's like it's a secret weapon. You know what I mean? They're just trying to fool everybody.
That's right. They once think it moves slow.
Yeah.
So, until
they watch it shoot up in the air. Yeah.
They shot it with high speed film.
Yeah.
Right.
They're waiting for the first kaiju to come up out of the ocean. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Then it'll pull out its whole arsenal. Take it out.
So, guys, do you believe that? How would you feel about comics switching to an all digital medium in the future? Would that be it for you? Would you be okay with that, or would you just transfer over to this? Okay,
I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, I'm with Rob.
No.
I don't think it'll happen.
No, I think it could get majority digital, but I don't think print is ever going to go away 100%.
Well, I think you look at books like just novels and
Exactly.
things, they haven't gone away.
Exactly.
We're physical creatures and we like to hold things and
that's
smell
what
the pages.
That's what Jeffrey was asking. Will the industry ever get to the point where it's paperless and everything is digital, and no one will ever get a physical copy? How many years away do you think that future is?
The late Stan Lee has a saying for this.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. We have a card for that too. Right there. When asked if digital comics would replace comic books, Stan Lee said comics are like boobs. They look great in a computer, but I'd rather hold one in my hand.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Period. Mic drop.
You can tell you can tell he's from before Me Too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But that he does make a point.
Yeah, a little crudely, but yeah.
Let me bring up this question here for you guys. And if you've never seen the show before, we have some questions on cards, and we like to have you guys weigh in on them and answer them.
And we take questions also from our radio audience out there.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All throughout the world.
Here we go. Randy.
Glenn A., thanks for writing in. I'll make things simple. In the comics industry, piracy is a result of poor customer service. Always.
Wrong.
Nope.
Is Glenn from Canada?
I'm not sure. And,
I think it's called greed.
Or just wanting something for free.
Yeah, well, that's greed.
Laziness.
My mind. Yeah, laziness, greed. Yeah, I spend my money. I want to spend any money I have on other stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I think of piracy in general on like all the levels since the internet became about. Like before the internet, I had to go to a video store. I had to hook up 2 VCRs just so I could tape off Back to the Future and all this. It was work. Okay, it was a lot of work. Now it was just, it's super easy. But one of the things I've noticed, even with my own behavior, I haven't torrented music in forever because it's just all on my streaming platform now. So that, that's one case where it's easier to do this and pay the $15 a month for crappy iTunes music than to go through all the trouble of trying to track down everything and spend all day doing that. So again, it's the same way with, with piracy of comics. If it's easier to go get it, there's going to be a certain amount of people are going to go get it. There's going to be a certain amount of people who go get it first for free, then say, hey, I love this. I want to support this guy. Then they go out and buy it. And, the music industry is still steaming right along. They haven't lost business because of it. So I think the same is going to hold true for comics.
Well, the business is doing well. Some artists are not doing as well.
Right. I did see one quote where an artist said the only way they're making money now is if they go on tour. And they can't go on tour because of the Rona.
Right.
So.
Right. Yep.
But on the other hand, a lot of these older acts are making more money than they've made in years, just off of the ASCAP residuals.
In some cases, yeah.
But Glenn, I can't agree with that statement remotely, because it's not really a problem of customer service. It is an economic problem.
I mean, that contributes.
Yeah.
Well, also comics are more expensive. Comics are more expensive than they ever have been. I mean, you got $5 for a floppy, and that adds up if you want a lot of titles. Not saying that's a justification. It's not, but if you're just sitting around and you combine that with laziness and ease of access, it's very easy to say, "Oh, click, I'm just going to download it."
But didn't DC say they're going to go to $6.99 now for some of their titles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they making them longer?
Slightly longer. Yeah, $2 more. Yeah.
I mean, this is back in the day when I was growing up, you had the spinner rack by the checkout line and the 7-Eleven, and they were super cheap, and then that got a lot of kids in, or it was an impulse buy. That's the thing. Comics are not an impulse buy now.
Yeah.
Well, you can't print them on cheap paper anymore.
That's true.
That was and run them through a press where sometimes the plates didn't match perfectly.
Yeah.
So they were done cheaply, so they were sold cheaply. And also, the artists and creators weren't paid all that well either, really.
Right.
Yeah.
When you got down to it,
you can still print them on cheap paper. It's just that all of the collectors prefer the cleaner, whiter stuff.
Well, not only that, the newsprint's not all that much cheaper anymore.
That's
it's
true.
hard.
Yep.
It's harder to get. So it's more expensive than it would have been if things had stayed the same.
Very true.
So. I mean, even newspapers are printed on better paper than they were back in the day.
Yeah.
I think that, when it comes to piracy, you guys had mentioned it, but now it's just so much easier and safer now to go out there and just get the music the legal way, pay a streaming network or streaming service or something.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. And I mean, there was always the risk on your computer of downloading, spending time downloading someone's entire discography to only find out that it wasn't that.
And you got
you let a virus in your account.
Yeah.
And and there was work to be done. Like after you download it, you had to take it and pull it over to your, your device, whatever it was you were using. Like you poor misled sheep who bought Zooms.
Gosh, I remember back in college, first song I ever downloaded was For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. And it took like 7 hours on Napster.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Now you can get it. I think the companies have to want to catch up with the internet. Because for the longest time, they got used to doing things their way. Then the internet comes out of nowhere on them anyway. And now we can send each other digital comics and pornography, just like that.
Well, they've always been kind of associated all along. When comics started, they were being published by folks who'd done essentially what was pornography in that day. It'd be R-rated stuff now, but
GR Comic Con passed out on his keyboard apparently. Mark, we hope you're okay.
That's a cat. That's a cat. I guarantee you. Look at the stroke marks. There you go. That's a cat. What's this?
On the keyboard.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. I'm going to bring up the next question as soon as it loads. Sorry, it's taking a very long time to populate. Anyway,
hope you're all right.
Compelling argument there, Mark.
Yeah.
Hope you're okay, Mark.
Unplug that keyboard and plug it back in again.
See, told you.
My cat Fuzz says hello.
Well,
okay.
There you are, Mark. Thank you.
That's it. All right.
Good to know. We were starting to worry.
Yeah.
I told you that. I know cat is writing whenever I see it. Cat made me cuss my boss once. Now, if for some reason this question is not loading, but I will ask something from IndieVolt Radio real quick for you guys, and that is this: how many of you guys would say that you are able to make a living doing indie comics? My boyfriend wants to make his comic, but says he'll have to quit his job to do so. I'm worried. Obviously, we have an apartment and bills together. I don't want to kill his dreams, but what should I do?
Don't do it.
I would not recommend that.
Don't quit your day job.
Should go around the room. And I can start. I make good money doing comics. A lot of it's commercial, advertising work. Whenever I take on an outside client, but I do have an incredibly understanding wife who also has a full-time job that will be working for a long time because all of the health insurance is through her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important right now, especially as you get older, to make sure that you got yourself covered in that direction. So it's okay to quit your day job as long as you've got that support system and somebody who's understanding out there. I haven't had I won't say a regular job, but because I consider a lot of the commercial work I get to be regular work. But I've had my own job. I've been working out of my basement since about 2004. But I also have a great accountant, and it's considered a home office, and there's advantages and disadvantages to that. But you have to make sure that income stream is steady, and you have to have as many income streams as you possibly can get your hands on. So I don't just do commercial work. I also teach. I like I said, I do advertising work.
Mm-hmm.
I do T-shirts. I do signs. Whatever commercial jobs come my way, a lot of times I'm not going to turn somebody down because of I need the profit. So that puts comics and the comic work on hold until that gets done.
Yep. I can echo that too. I got a wonderful wife. She earns the benefits, pays most of our bills. I live pretty well with the comic art stuff that I do, the commercial art for the wrestling industry. That's pretty much helped pay the rent for the last few years. But, sometimes it dries up, and then I go out and do DoorDash. So you have to absolutely do not quit your job. I get the idea of wanting to live out your dreams, but you have to think of it as a business. You're going into business for yourself. You're not just creating a comic book. You're creating a product, and you've got to be able to support yourself while you're doing it. If that means you keep your job and you take longer to do it, that's what you should do. Because otherwise you're going to find yourself out of work, out of money, can't do the comic, and you're miserable.
One thing you might also think about doing with your regular day job is to see if you can't reduce your hours slowly as you're replacing it with an outside income.
Yeah.
Because that'll provide a lot more security than you realize.
I would echo that. My wife works as well. I'm fortunate because I did exactly that we were talking about. Like when I was transitioning, I've been a full-time artist for 10 years. And I when I was making that transition, I worked at Starbucks part-time, and that helped ease that transition. But I'm in a little bit of different situation, just because having come off of G.I. Joe and Transformers, and at least being on a project or a title that has a good fan base. I can do commissions for those people. While I was doing that, even going into doing my own stuff, because I've done pretty well in the last couple of years on my own indie books, but all of that's just because I built up that audience slowly while doing G.I. Joe and Transformers. So that's working for somebody else. That's not doing my dream project. So it's always a process, and it could fall apart tomorrow, but you just got to make sure you're talking about income streams. Try everything. If whether it's Patreon or commissions or whatever you're doing, you got to put on your business hat. And that's what a lot of artists have a hard time getting their mind around, because they just want to sit and be showered with money while they draw, and that doesn't really work.
What were you going to say, Shane? You were going to say something before you answer that. Is that the Panther sofa that you're sitting on?
The what?
The Panther. There's a sofa type. It's called the Panther. It looks like my sofa kind. It looks like it's like got a. It kind of looks like same sofa that I have. Like so recline. Yeah. So yeah. It looks very close to my sofa.
Yeah, you and your stupid couch fetish.
Yeah.
That goes right up there with his file cabinet fetish.
Yeah.
Speaking of fetishes, how many people here to watch Indie Princess shoe cam?
Yeah, she's
a lot of people do.
Yeah, those shoes were sent.
These are new.
Those shoes are sent from somebody who watches the show, and they always send her. That's like the second pair of shoes in 2 weeks. And like Eric said, there's somebody out there who's saying, "Those are my shoes." We always tell them to, let us know, drop us a link, and we'll bank you. You or your alias, I'm pretty sure.
And we want to thank Pixel Trader also for sponsoring the shoe cam. Indiecron.com.
Shane, I'm gonna let you answer that question though, because I know you're trying to weigh in on what they were saying.
Oh, I was just going to say that I'm pretty sure I've even heard pros say it's best to have at least a part-time job, because even the ones that are making big bucks doing the art and stuff, they still need the extra income.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've never had to worry about this type of situation. Lola and I we don't have to worry about it. Why, Lola?
Because we're rich.
According to the internet rumor, we're rich. So, which is not true, by the way. I'm not a trust fund baby. Or maybe that's what trust fund baby would say, so he doesn't get robbed. I'm not sure.
You're as rich as you feel.
That's right. But no, I do think that quitting your job. Having him quit his job he should not do that. It will bite him in the butt. If he's got a job, keep it. It can be hard. I worked at General Motors for a couple years, and I thought, well, this job is great. I'm financially secure. I'll draw my comic on the weekend and it break. Well, you got 30 minutes of break. You're not drawing anything. And you're not really going to get into it. And then when you get home, sometimes at 4 a.m, because you decide to work overtime, you don't want to draw. The weekend you're resting up, trying to push 5 days worth of not being able to do anything because you got to go to work into a weekend, and that just doesn't work. So you find yourself not being able to get around to those pages. Not that you can't do it. I'm sure there's somebody out there right now who's proving me wrong in that, but I couldn't do it. And I consider myself a master.
It takes a certain amount of self-discipline. You have to treat it like a job. You have to say, okay, I'm going to spend this much time on my day job, and then when I get home, I'm spending this much time on it. You have to plan it. You have to really, and then stick to it. It's like dieting. It's like anything else. You got to stick to it. And it's feast or famine. When you're an artist, it's feast or famine. You get to the point where you can't, quote unquote, can't say no to anything, but yet you get there are times you'll get so busy, and then you'll say no to something because you can't fit it in, and then that stream dies out, and then so you go into the famine phase. it's really rough. Don't quit that day job.
Yeah, you quitting your job would be the quickest way for you to lose interest in what you want to do. If you want to do your comics, just manage your time. Yeah,
Right.
you may have
It's time
stop.
management.
Yeah, stop playing so much video games. I'm talking to myself. Video games too much. Stop watching Netflix. Stop watching. Manage your time. Or if you have a job where you can do your comics at the same time, like hide it. I don't know, but no.
Depends on the job. Depends on the job. Yeah.
Yeah, or you could get a job working as a security guard in a federal post and be able to draw while you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If you get a job to do that, man, you're halfway there. The job that lets you draw.
Or-
Just sit.
That's what I do.
Or you do what I did, and I got a job with the government driving a bus, and worked at that for about 20 years, and then I got a pension, and now I'm on Social Security, and now I can draw all I want. But it took a long time to get there, and I did stuff on the side in between.
But you know what's cool is that this is his fiance, right? Again, she didn't tell him no. She didn't try to.
Right.
She wants to
she
see
sounds
it.
like She sounds like she's trying to make sure that they don't go down the toilet.
And
Yeah.
and
Yes,
on,
yeah.
and on that point, I want to make a point on that from my own experience. The best thing that she can do for him is when he is home from work and wants to work on his comic, give him the time. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And understand that it does take time.
Yeah.
And if he feels like he can't do it, try to motivate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
my wife called the drawing board my mistress. Because I spent more time with the drawing board than I did with her.
Yeah.
And a cruel mistress, I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that because it's important not to get broke out of that either. Like when you see that person at the table drawing and they're in their zone, don't bother them. Like even if you guys got to go somewhere, because it will take them out of the zone. Then they don't get back to it. Their mind is scattered.
It takes a long time to get back in that zone.
Yeah. And it so remember that. And it takes a special person with an artist. Talking to male or female artist doesn't matter. It takes a special person because you almost have to guide them. I know this for me because I'm an idiot. My wife has had to guide me through, certain things. So there are times when artistically I don't want to draw. I'm like, oh, this looks horrible. She's had to take the pages from me before and scan them and send them to my colorist because she knows that I wouldn't, because I want to secretly redo that page. And we're not the best business people. We make really bad decisions. We give away art that we probably could sell for, at least double the value of what we sold it and gave it away for. If anything, I've seen it's horrible. We need to stop.
My wife won't let me sell art anymore. She says, we're saving it for the kids. Okay.
We're being joined. We have someone who's going to give me 1 second. Pat.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Introduce yourself, Pat.
Are you in the witness protection program?
Just shitty lighting. Just in a room with shitty lighting. Yeah, so my name's Pat Murphy. I'm the writer and creator of Echoes of the Triumphant. I just launched a Kickstarter just yesterday. Thank you very much for having me on the show. I don't know anybody here.
Good. Well, by the end of the night, we'll all be family now. Well, sometimes we actually are. We all. Oh, there's Glenn. Hey guys, it's time in the morning again.
Good morning, Glenn. Hope you're doing well.
Morning.
And so let's move to the next one, which still doesn't want to open up, but damn it, it's going to.
Cranking.
I don't know if you guys noticed, I've had to actually look over because I don't have this set up correctly yet. So one monitor is kind of impeding on the other. But here we go. We'll bring it up this way. All right, we'll let Randy do the reading. Showing our questions phase. Here we go.
What's that? IQ. Gesundheit. Indie creators, aka assholes with delusions of grandeur.
So where's the question in this?
Yeah.
I think that was a statement more than a
Next
question.
question.
I don't have delusions of grandeur.
Sorry about your mom, IQ.
Is her name?
Tell her I'll call later.
Is her name Delusions?
Mm-hmm.
Must be.
That's me. That's me.
She was grandeur, though.
That's wrong.
What happens when you quit your job?
You're
both. Right? Don't do that.
IQ has a very low one.
IQ must be having a meal of salt.
Those IQs are in the single digits.
Yeah.
I trace that.
Obviously, IQ leads a frustrated life.
Yeah, exactly.
And all we can do is, sorry, dude.
I did trace that IP address. It's a very
North Carolina.
Believe me, any illusions of grandeur get knocked down when you're an artist, because somebody will come along and just knock the legs out from underneath you. Believe me. No,
Mr. IQ must be working in mainstream comics right now. That's what it is.
Well, it could be. It's been there, done that.
Probably try, but it's hard. It's hard to get a book on over. They just move you out the way. Anyway,
it says those IQs were in single digits.
Hey, the dude may be having a bad day.
Probably, it must be. Yeah.
So and we all do. So, like I said, next question.
Well, we're lucky because the other one won't load up. There's something wrong with it. So what I'm going to do is jump into one of my favorite parts of the show, which is where we look at these books. First one we got up is from Shane Davis, Beast King. Now, also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's a notice for Kickstarter tonight. So if you want to if you're listening online and you want to get any comic that we say is on Kickstarter, they are going down for maintenance for what looks to be 120 minutes. Tonight. In about 1 hour, actually. So we'll be on the air.
Man, it better be something important.
It will just be. I think we'll just be getting off the air.
Split your screen and do that while you watch.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving, but will they be coming back?
Yeah. So Beast King number 1 through 4 is on there. And he's got 7 days to go. But you need to get on there within the next 45 minutes and back this. Shane, tell us about Beast King. Before you do that, I'm gonna play the video.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Everybody has secrets. I went looking for mine. And I found them.
Very good, very good. Now again, just a couple days left to fund this. 7 days, $2,284 of a $1,500 goal over on Kickstarter. Tell us about the project a bit.
So Beast King is a revenge story about a guy named Jake Stevens who was born with genetically modified DNA, and he had animal DNA combined with his own. And because of that, his parents were murdered when he was a kid because his parents were the ones that had to research for it. And so ever since then, his uncle, who's former military, had to raise him and train him one day he could take down the company behind, making his life miserable.
Nice.
Now you got this one that you've been working on this for some time, but you were on a Breakfast Buzz show, and we looked at the both. So you've gotten went up a couple dollars since then. By a couple, I mean, quite a bit. So this is another. Now I'm looking at the tiers here. Physical copy of just number 4, $8, very affordable. It ships anywhere in the world. But
yeah, it's 32 pages as well.
Cool. Huh. Now, if you want to catch up, where's that tier at? Let me see here. There's a digital copy, digital bundle that's $15. That's a steal right there. $15. You get issues 1 through 4 here on Kickstarter as well. $15 or more. So there might be some other tiers in there. Are there any tiers at the end, like add-on tiers?
Yeah, I have add-on tiers for the physical rewards.
Let's see here, and then on a variant collection. People call me variant all the time. I had a friend who I had in high school. Looked in his phone one day, he had me listed as variant, and I'm like, there's no T on the end of my name, right? There isn't. I'm like, have you been calling me variant all this time? And like, well, I just call you V usually. I'm like, wow, I'm hurt. Let me see here. Beast King story package, physical book 1, 2, 3, 4, and all unlocked stretch goals, 30 or more for that one as well. Now, let me see here. Let me go down there. Because there's been some awards that you guys have unlocked, right?
The what?
There's been some awards that you guys have, some stretch goals that you guys have unlocked.
We the first stretch goal was a chibi sticker of Jake and the 2 friends, and then the next stretch goal will be another couple. It's a chibi sticker of another Beast person, and then like a sticker of the Beast King logo. And we still got like a couple more after that.
You know what we need? We need Crimson Gate Comics enamel pins, man. Make it happen.
I'm gonna have to get at a significantly higher number before I can start doing that.
I have all these pins on this hat, so much to the point where now they're falling off. So the last thing I need is more pins, but I need more pins. $35 gets you the Beast King t-shirt in issue number 4. It's got a lot of tiers. You can crawl through here and find something that's right for you. Shipping anywhere in the world on all of these things, except for, well, there's a couple things. The retailer package number 1 gets you 10 physical copies of book number 4, 5 issues of the number 4 variant, and 6 Kickstarter exclusive Beast King posters, all unlock stretch goals. So there's a retailer package. He has left the retailers out, like we've been accused of doing so often. It's not true. It's not true at all. 7 days. Is there anything that a person should know before picking up Beast King, Shane?
I mean, you mean like any kind of parental advisory thing?
Well, any pitches or anything? Any last minute, like, hey, beat this book, get it now. Appeal to people. Right now, I'm at 76,804 people listening on the radio, Anywhere Radio. So I want you to tell them why they need to pick up Beast King.
Damn. So if you enjoy comics that like have a lot of action and like an imperfect main character who's basically the whole story working on himself and kind of discovering himself, then this is definitely the book for you. I mean, hell, the fight scene in issue 4 is pretty long, but it kind of tells the story at the same time. So it's definitely, I'd say it's definitely longer than most fight scenes in indie comic books, because a lot of them are over in like 1 to 2 pages. This one goes on for like 6 pages.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna pick that up because I want to see that. I want to see a 6-page fight in comics. I haven't seen someone get beat across a comic for more than 3 pages since Superman died. So,
I wanted to kind of give people a view of what a full-on fight between 2 of the Beast characters would be like, because beforehand it was basically just him fighting regular humans and kind of there's like a cat and mice kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I read a Superman comic, I thought, wow, he got his butt whooped across 3 issues. Like,
yeah. That's a long ass whooping.
Yeah. A friend of mine, we thought
The
it was
Justice League got whooped amongst several different issues. It was like what 7 issues total or something.
Yeah, they were proven to be no match for Doomsday. And a friend of mine, he had I forget which comic he had, but it was a character who got punched, and he broke the panel. Like the panel actually shattered, and he landed over on the next panel. It was really cool. Like the white shattered, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. And me and my buddy were doing our books in school. We tried to steal that little gag. We're gonna break the panel. Well, and then I had to get creative, and I had a character get knocked 2 issues down. I thought that was clever.
2 issues away, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
we were only on these little 4-page comics, but I'm like, I'm not drawing him for 2 issues because he got punched way over. He's 2 issues away.
Isn't that long to get back? Okay.
Yeah. Beast King, number 1 through 4, an anti-hero tale of revenge and inhumanity over on Kickstarter. Get over there now, or you have to wait about an hour or 2 before you can pick it up.
Glenn says, love that art on Beast King.
Yeah, that growling werewolf-like creature. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't trust either one of those guys. Woo.
For some reason, I trust the purple and gray
really
creature a lot more than the good guy. Yes,
you have a fear of werewolves.
He has a fear of werewolves, Rob.
We need to get past this.
Okay, all right. I get it now. Okay.
We'll get you a nice werewolf and put it on a couch. That'll make you feel better.
Yeah. So stay away from anything and everything Larry Talbot.
Yes.
I got a werewolf and a demon poster. I showed them to Randy. I showed him the posters online, and he questioned my manhood. So,
I don't remember doing that, but if I did, I
apologize. You told me one of the werewolf picture was very erotic.
I definitely don't remember that, but if I did, I apologize.
It was a furry werewolf poster.
What you been drinking or smoking, Randy?
He told me. He said it was. We'll say it off air what he told me, but he told me, he says, yeah, Varian, that looks, yeah.
Stop trying to pass off your furry art as something that
it's
exactly. Yeah. It wasn't my art. Yeah.
Jeffrey Stark said, at what price point would you consider a comic to be sold at where it discourages someone from picking it up and giving it a try? We're sending this because I think this is the one that didn't load.
$6.99.
$6.99? You think that's gonna?
It's pretty close.
Jeffrey, I bought
depending on what's in it.
I bought a Deadpool comic for regular. It was it was pretty thick though. It was like an anniversary issue. I happily paid. I think it was either $8.99 or $9.99 for it. But I paid money for comics I shouldn't have paid that much. I know it. It's true. I've gone to the comic store and I've paid more than what I should.
I've passed on many comics that I could easily afford because I was reeled in with a gorgeous Dave Dorman cover, and then I turned the page and I'm like, what is this crap? I don't even want to read it. It's drawn so terribly. And then I just put it back on the shelf.
Well, a lot of comics, it depends on people to buy them because they're buying them to collect them. And it's the cover, it sells it, and they don't care what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some of that.
That's really a conundrum that Rob brought up earlier. The printing presses are different. The times are different. The paper availability is different, and it's really difficult to get an accessible, inexpensive comic out there to the masses.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the direct market is currently structured. So, I mean, there have been attempts. DC had 100-page super spectaculars for quite a few years going through Walmart's for $5. That was a great deal.
Yeah.
Off of a format that they used to sell for 60 cents back when I was a kid. But,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember getting 80-page giants for, what was it, 25 cents or 50 cents?
Yeah. They were a quarter. Yeah. Heck yeah.
What? But that's been years ago. So
yeah, really,
quite a few.
exactly.
Back in my day.
This was darker.
We were much younger then. Yeah,
Yeah, and we liked it.
we really liked it.
Mm.
But I'm the kind of guy that and I've told the story before. I got a copy of Giant Size X-Men 1 when it was fresh off the stands and dissected it because of the great Dave Cockrum artwork and looking at the composition and everything until the book was falling apart. Went to buy another copy and I was so offended like a year or so later that I actually had to pay $8 for the thing.
Did you pay it?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
I still have the book here too.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I was mad. $8.
Now it's worth a lot more than $8.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
Now it's worth
more.
a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. Thousands probably at this point if it's in good condition.
But
that's
can't.
the question. How many
Yeah.
pages is it? How is it color? Is it black and white? I mean, almost nobody's buying black and white comics anymore. It seems like, but you get some great stories no matter whether it's got color or not.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, it depends on what's in it. If it's got really good art, it's got a great story. If you look at it and you go, this looks like it, and every person's got a different value. They've got a different what they'll pay for a book. So it's hard to say a general response to that. It would depend on a lot of factors that would depend on what the book is about.
Everybody has their own price point of what is too much.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 10 years putting together a newspaper we gave away for free. It was advertiser supported. And I can tell you that if you can find that price point in your neighborhood or in your distribution system, that people will literally flock to it and you will very quickly gain a fan base. But you have to be consistent and always be out there and available. Folks need to know that you're there and get into a habit of always picking you up.
Yep.
That's the other real keys. And it's very difficult, especially under today's market with the way it's structured, to stay out there, to be out there consistently and to, be at the forefront of the retailer's minds to promote your product.
Tyler says, Draw Talk says, no one is buying black and white comics. The most sold comics every year are black and white. Tut-tut.
Where do you get those?
Manga is
where do you
not
get those figures?
Manga is different, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not talking Japanese comics. I'm talking American comics.
Well, you still have your alternatives. You still have Walking Dead.
Is it still black and white? See, I don't even read any of this.
Yeah, last time I knew it. Well, it's not coming out anymore, but when it did, I think it was black and white.
Yeah, they've gone back and recolored some of their other issues. I think they were doing a book where they were doing special books where they were just going in and coloring it, adding, which is fine, But I mean, the comics were still in black and white. The compendiums are all in black and white, just way it was intended.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Roland says,
so I'm misinformed.
In your opinion, why do you think fans are reluctant generally to buy a comic in black and white?
Reluctant. That's a better word, rather than.
Yeah. And John says, comics to comics.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it should be, but there are some folks, they won't watch a black and white movie. They won't watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And they want everything in color. So there's some of that.
It's how to say comics to comics, as in manga is a comic as well. It's the same thing. It's just where it comes from doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
except for when you go to the hardcore fans of manga, you tell them it's a comic, they're going to go, no, it's the manga.
No. Weebs are going to weeb no matter what you do. So
if they can't read it in reverse, it's just not right.
Speaking of comics, who's up next, Varian?
Octopus Cowboy #1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meets spaghetti western inspired tale of daily survival. I'm going to bring up the campaign here, launching very soon on Indiegogo. Let's watch the video.
Countless miles away from the ocean
Slade struggles to survive from one pocket of water to another. Weak and weary, he's dragged to the ring, forced to fight in a vicious blood sport where animals are pitted against each other for entertainment. There, he faces off against the unruly hyena Kilroy and a hulking gorilla named Leopold. During their fights, unbeknownst to all, contact with Slade's blood alters Kilroy and Leopold's consciousness. Can Slade win over his newly awakened opponents? Will he break away from his chains? Can he continue to endure outside of his element? Should he escape death, one thing is certain: a cruel life awaits him in the unforgiving Wild West. If you appreciate good storytelling, captivating characters, a solid production, action, adventure, and mystery, this comic book is for you. My name is Jason Orfalis, a professional of 25 years as artist and writer. Much planning went to this project, and I have experience in every stage of producing a comic book. Your contribution will make this dream project a reality. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your own adventure.
Oh, that looks
Yay.
awesome.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
That is
Cannot
that is
wait.
really great.
That's very good. That you sold that comic.
I hope so, man.
Very well done. Nice artwork. Great presentation.
Yeah.
You made the sale. Say buy it. You know, make it. You closed the sale. Cool. Very well done.
What day are you getting ready to launch this?
I'm still thinking about it, man. So it's over 100 pages, dude.
Is it
Oh,
really? Good for
Yeah,
you.
and
Yeah.
and to give the story, but I want it to be a self-contained story, so that whatever happens, I can move on to a new story
Mhm.
and don't have people hanging. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And maybe April or June, either April or June.
Okay.
Cool. Real quick before you finish, that Shane has to leave us. Shane, tell everyone where they can find you at.
If anyone wants to follow me, you can find me on Facebook. Obviously, just search up Shane Morrison, or you can search up Crimson Gate Comics and follow our Facebook page there. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm somewhat active on there. I've tried Twitter, but I just can't figure it out.
Hear that?
All right, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
That's no problem. I had fun. Thank you.
Shane, thank you.
Bye,
Thanks
Shane.
a lot. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good one, everyone.
Is
And that was Beast King right over on Kickstarter.
Yep.
Yep.
And now we're looking at Octopus Cowboy #1. Over 100 pages we got told. So Jason, how does one come up with this idea?
Actually, last year I was calling a friend, and because everything just stopped, all my plans, business-wise, everything stopped, and so I was calling a friend to see if we could collaborate, and then I didn't want to put him through this too many unknowns, and I asked him, what comic book do you want to do? If you were given the choice, what do you want to do? He said Western or some crime noir, And right then, as I finished speaking to him, I thought of this idea, and I said I started developing it, and it felt right, and little by little, it was brought. It lived on its own in a way, it just led me through it. Um, it, I had a friend of mine always said that try to make the ridiculous make sense, and then you have a story, and then you have a challenge. And so it was something that was very challenging. And I figured I could draw it and I could write it. So I didn't want to, in a way, bother him, because I don't know what's gonna happen with this book. I don't want to bring somebody in and for them to take that much time, and I'd rather do it on my own and see how it happens. So see how it develops. If it ever goes anywhere, I'll talk to him again. and that way it does. I assume the risk, myself. So yeah.
So you're saying this is a true solo project? It's you?
Yes, I'm drawing. I have about 25 pages colored already. I have about 90 pages laid out. I've inked maybe 55 of it. Before I even started this Indiegogo campaign, I want to be sure I can deliver it.
Right.
I'm really serious about this. I don't want this to just be my one shot and that's it. I just want going with it. And in the beginning, my worry really is this character worth that much time and effort? And I'm very glad that throughout this process, it proved to be that it is. And while I'm doing it, I've already written so much of stories of upcoming stories about it and everything. So don't quit your day job. It's a lot of work. And look, guys, I mean, like I said, I've been a professional for 25 years, freelance, and I'm still nervous. And I still think I don't got what I don't got the answers and everything.
Yeah.
It's a different playing field now. It's a different terrain. I have presence. You have to have social media presence. If not, you have to advertise. And that's why
you got to do it all. You got to do it all.
Yeah. But and also, it's the type of project though that all you have to do is show it to people. Just by the name alone, you're going to pique interest off of it. But it's such a professional looking book, and your video is incredible. We've got from the desk of a small press publisher here says excellent video. Glenn Fleming comes in and says there is so much great talent out there. The future of comics is bright.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of project we're going to stay on too. We'll keep an eye on this, and we'll promote it on the show as much as we can. It's incredible looking. And you can consider a sale right here.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
Stop listening to the bad voices in your head.
Yeah,
he's in my head.
Seriously.
It's me. The bad voices are me.
Shut the door on those bad voices. Listen to the good voices. Do this project. You got a hell of a project.
That's Octopus Cowboy #1. You can sign up right now to get all the updates, and if you sign up, you get an exclusive trading card with your order. I love trading cards. So that's how they hook me. Octopus Cowboy #1. Get in there and get that trading card. Get that book. It looks good. The art is fantastic. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. You'll find a link in the description of this video as well.
Definitely. And you need to keep us up to date on when you launch and how it's going. So you're always welcome back on here whenever to promote it. So
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, thank you. It's a great product. It's going to be a good book.
I want to show you guys something else too that I got sent. It's
better not be porn.
Well, okay. It could be. I'm just kidding. It's not. Here we go. I'm going to play this video. You guys check this out.
It all started with an invite. Then you wake up in a cage. You would never expect what happens next. Who lives? Who dies? Are you ready to get lured?
That works.
Thanks, baby. No, it's really cool to see Lola put out her first book and to see that all come together. That narrator voice sounded very familiar.
I couldn't tell you who it is.
Yeah. Don't have an idea who that was narrating
None.
that, but yeah, Lola's book is getting ready to debut on Indiegogo March 31st. So she's gonna make sure we run that ad into the ground here.
It's not that far away.
Yeah.
It's coming up too fast.
It's 8 days.
Yeah, she's very nervous. She's very worried, but I wanted to make sure I played that and didn't tell her I was going to play it either. So now she'll probably send me a mean message in a little while. Sexual assault. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Lola, how did you get to use Doug Naples likeness? At the end, what they call it, laughing. You know what? That's not to Naples. Never mind. That's someone else.
Don't give away trade secrets.
Yeah, that's not. Wow. It's interesting. I was very proud of that though, that she got her first book done. So congratulations, Lola. Let's look though. Let's keep it moving, and we're going to be looking at Gunship Thunder Punch, book number 2 by Brian Shearer. Here it is. There we go. Now, also signing up for that on Indiegogo. Sign up for early access. You do not want to miss it. He's got early bird specials too. But first, Brian, tell us about Gunship Thunder Punch.
Gunship Thunder Punch is the story of a mother whose son was kidnapped by Martians, and her only hope of getting him back lies with a convict serving a life sentence that she busts out, and they have to go procure an abandoned gunship that's been sitting in a junkyard for 30 years. What she doesn't know is that it's alive, and it's not happy about being left in the junk pile for 30 years. So they take off and are on that mission, and that was book 1, getting to know the characters and getting into some trouble. And it's right now at least a trilogy. This first arc is a trilogy, and the first book was 72 pages. Book 2 is going to be about the same. And we've got 3 variant covers on the first book, which I'll have. If people have missed getting in book 1, you'll be able to get in on book 2 with book 1. I have extra copies, so it's a good place to get on board with it. It's I grew up in the 80s. I love transforming robots, so this is kind of getting that out of my system.
You can tell.
Yeah. Every time I talk about my fascination with transforming robots, these guys all give me hell for it. So
that's because you have an obsession with Starscream.
Yeah. The best subcon, the best.
For the record, Brian, Varian has this theory when he was a kid that Starscream was a girl.
Yep. Okay. And I thought that I still call him she. And the weirdest thing is that I look back at that and I was okay with the abuse. Had Starscream been a female, because remember, Megatron knocked the shit out of him a few times.
Yeah.
So even saying him there kind of hurt. I'm like, we haven't asked Starscream his pronouns. We don't know, but I was thinking, I remember being a kid, and I remember rationalizing it in my head. Well, she had it coming. She was trying to backstab him, and I was weird. But listen, my parents also allowed me to have HBO in my room. I watched A Clockwork Orange and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
I was 8 years old, back to back, in my bedroom, just like
that explains a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I tell people that all the time. Like, my parents were responsible.
He was in his bedroom feeling like he was on a bad acid trip.
I tell you what, book 1 was my favorite pickup of 2019.
Oh, thanks.
I loved the character design, and I followed Brian's work on G.I. Joe and Transformers. Those are 2 of my favorite things. Man after my own heart, and absolutely loved book 1. Can't wait for book 2, and to see where the characters go.
Yeah. So, and this one too, I'm including a synthwave album with it. So me and a buddy of mine are composing an original kind of soundtrack, as much as a book can have a soundtrack. So adding a little extra stuff, and there'll be, if people like patches and pins and all those things and t-shirts, there'll be some of that as well. You got to do all the little merch stuff in prints, so I make it worth everybody's while. And I'm also including I just finished crowdfunding a volume 2 of my art book, and I have 2 volumes of that, and it's over 100 pages of art, so you can get a big thick stack of books in this campaign.
Brian, how
Yo.
soon before we can get the transforming Thunder Punch?
I've looked into that. That's expensive. That would have to be down the road. I would love to see it. Right, but first, what I'm looking into is just getting some just some figures, maybe some small figures. People have expressed interest in some of the ships, like getting some ship little
3D printing.
3D printing of the ship. So I'm looking into that. That'll probably be maybe either its own kind of campaign, filler campaign in between the two books, or maybe by book 3. So that's kind of, I'm having to do my research. But yeah, I looked into the toy thing, and yeah, that's that would have to be wildly successful to do that. Maybe one day, we'll see.
I know somebody who can actually 3D print stuff, put it together, and make it work like one of the old like Transformer things.
Well, then we need to talk.
That would be fun.
You need to hit me up. I need to know who this is.
Let us talk. Pat, could you put your some links to some of your art in the private chat? I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's take a look though at our next project, because I listen. I need Gunship. I need Gunship Thunder Punch in my life. I need it.
And you're launching this Friday, correct?
Yes, I'm planning on launching at 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday morning. I'll be live streaming it. So the last book did really well.
Have it.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to the campaign.
I've got to have it. Speaking of campaigns, though, we march forward one more weekend toward Nirvana, the Nirvana of the Indie Vote Comic Book Awards. I'm going to play the bumper, and then we're going to take a look at one of the next books. Here we go. Right, the Indie Vote Comic Book Awards, they are coming to you guys September 18th, 2021 at 7 p.m. It's going to be a live event held at Dave & Buster's, so there will be a small amount of tickets that will be made available to first the nominees and then as in the public. And we're going to be streaming it live here. Believe, though, only on YouTube, because there's an interesting development with how we can stream the Facebook. That Facebook may actually not allow us to do the award show. Wow. They might not allow us to stream the award show. They may not. I'm not sure. I've heard. I'm looking into it. I actually have a letter in to them asking. But they have some strange policy about events. It's weird. So
they probably want a taste.
And so I'm looking into that, but hopefully we can get it streamed. We know we can stream on YouTube. So if you want, go over there, like and subscribe to our Indie Vote YouTube page. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss that show on September 18th. Hey, if you got a book that you want to put in there for consideration, it's easy to do. Go to indievoteawards.com, where you can there's a submission form right there. You can upload your project right there if you're going digital only, or if you're doing a physical book. There's information on how to do that as well. indievoteawards.com is where you want to go. We've been looking at Gunship Thunder Punch Book 2 launching this Friday on Indiegogo. Go check that out from Brian Shearer. Brian,
before you jump to the next book, give us our radio numbers.
Right now, we are at Mr. Zimmerman 92,104.
Is that the highest audience we've had to date?
No, I think we got higher before. I think we got up to 96 before. Did we? Remember sweating?
Okay,
I remember sweating and not being happy.
You were really sweating. Yes.
Yeah.
We hit 100. If we hit 100, he has to pay for more bandwidth, people.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah,
that's what happens on that internet. So
Do we have any more sponsor mentions that need to go down?
Yeah.
Not right now. I got some coming, but not right now.
We got bills to pay now.
Yeah. So let's my bills.
Your bills. We appreciate each and every one of you listening on the radio. Make sure you tell your friends, and it's okay if we go over 100. We'll figure out how to get this paid somehow.
And if you can, please, on the YouTube channel, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, because we're still trying to get that into profitability there on YouTube, and that would definitely help us pay the bills. So please, if you're able, move on over to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe button.
Yeah,
we can't wait to take on super chats and really worry about our content.
Yeah, I haven't forgot the sponsors. We'll talk about them a little bit later too. After we take a look at from Silverline, the double feature Twilight Grim and Friar Rush by Roland. Man, let's take a look at it. Here we go.
Look at that.
I'm gonna play the intro. Is it actually? Was the intro Roland talking?
Yes.
Okay, because last week I think he said don't play that one. He said just let the talent talk about it. That's
yeah. Well, he does a great job, but
yeah,
what the heck?
So go ahead, you guys tell us about Friar Rush and Twilight Grim.
Either one of you can start.
I'll let Rob start.
Well, thanks a lot. I believe we were on here back when Twilight Grim #1 was on the Kickstarter. So we've talked a little bit about it before, but it's a city that has a vampire contingent and a normal human contingent that went to war in the past. And to solve that war, they put this big wall right through the middle of the town, and on one side the vampires live, and on the other side the humans live. The story picks up with a young lady who has been arrested and is being tossed out of the human spot and into the vampire area. And when that happens, the sun is starting to go down, so the vampires are chasing her. Then we get introduced to the protagonist here, who is Twilight Grim, and he saves her, and then we find out more about him, more about her, and that's the end of the first issue. We get a hint that something's about to break between the vampires and the humans, and a whole new war may be breaking out. The second issue delves into that a little bit more. We see the vampires starting to attack inside the human area. And I won't say much more about it because you got to get the book to read about it. But that's what's going on. Twilight Grim is a vampire killer who is pretty much the only thing standing between the humans and a vampire war.
Cool. Now, vampires I can stand. Werewolves, nah.
No werewolves in this.
You can't reason with werewolves.
Right. Oh man, there was, again, this is the 8-year-old who sat there and watched Rocky Horror Picture Show and Clockwork Orange back to back. But you put in The Howling, and I'm under.
Well, Clockwork Orange alone would warp a young mind. My gosh, what a crazy film that was.
Yeah, I probably should have been taken somewhere and got some help. But
that can still happen.
Yeah, it's too late now. I think I'm my wife's problem now. How about Friar Rush?
All right, Friar Rush. Of course, I was on here. I think shortly. I actually think I was on here after the first Kickstarter was over. But it's a book about a demon trickster from back that has come back from the medieval ages, and he poses as a friar, and he tries to manipulate priests and people like that of the clergy to make them fall into sin so he can take their souls. The heroes is Seraph, who is I can't really go a whole lot into her because you actually get her origin in the second issue. Mm-hmm. And Jake, who is a failed priest, who is now a reporter. And like I said, not trying to go too much into it, but you get a little bit more into the Friar and what he's doing and what he's planning. There's also one hell of a concert that starts, and we get to see things start to build up a little bit.
Now we had we looked at Friar Rush last week, and really like that. I like that concept. I like everything that Silverline is doing, especially with the. I didn't realize until today that they also do the flip covers. I knew they did it, Randy, but I never. For some reason, I didn't think about it that they do them as well.
Well, it started up out of necessity. Roland told me because he's getting so much great stuff in.
Right.
So he's got to do flip. He's got to do flip books now.
Now, not
we got so many books going on.
Yeah. Now you can get this as either just a single of each book, or you can get it as the flip book. Just depends on the which way you want to get it. There's alternate covers for both books. There's and then there's some add-ons which you've kind of scroll past. Yeah, those are the alternate covers that you're going by now. That's my cover on the left there. That's my original cover, and then we've got, and I'm blanking on his name, but his name's Peter, who did the Kickstarter only cover that just kicks ass. I mean, I like his cover better than mine. So,
yeah, Peter Clinton did both.
That gorgeous a cover that he kicked some ass.
Yeah, Peter Clinton did both Kickstarter exclusive covers that are actually going to be on the flip for Friar Rush and Twilight Grim, and both of them are just awesome.
Yeah.
So now you can get. They list them here very easily on the campaign. The double feature flip books, $18. The print copy, the Silverline double feature flip book featuring Twilight Grim #2 and with Kickstarter exclusive cover on one side, and Friar Rush #2 with Kickstarter exclusive cover on the other side.
Yeah, both those covers just they kick.
Signature card. You get everything from the $18 double feature tier, plus a signature card containing the autograph of Twilight Grim writer R.A. Jones. That's pretty cool. And some art there from Rob Davis. There's also, I know Aaron Humphreys has some art in here as well.
Yes. Yeah, we're each doing commission sketches. Looks like he's doing 3, I'm doing 4.
See, I know how it is. You know, someone launches the campaign, all of a sudden, the backer tier relates to you having to work. Oh, it's horrible. I know how it is.
Now you've
there's a lot of original. There's a lot of original art. There's some pages, some neat pages from me, some pencil pages from Aaron. The pencils for the cover I did for Friar Rush #2. I think there's a lot of original art down there. There's Rob. Do you have some? You got some original art there
on the left there. I've got the original art for the cover, and then in fact, I've got them here. We've got the cover.
There it is.
Nice.
I've got the page inside the book that inspired the cover. And then there's a 2-page splash of a battle between the police and the vampires. It's a flashback sequence showing the war between the vampires and the humans.
There you go.
With some Kirby crackle in the background.
There you go. Yeah.
And then a hero shot of Twilight Grim coming through a window in the story.
Cool.
That's him on the left there. But that's the original art. If you do that as an add-on, I sign them and send them to you.
That's very cool. Twilight Grim and Friar Rush #2 over there on what is it?
Kickstarter. That's awesome. Yeah, over on Kickstarter.
Over on Kickstarter, guys. You probably got just minutes. They got 5 days to go, but you probably got minutes to go before you can actually still use the site. That's why I'm trying to go to all the Kickstarter sites now.
Yeah.
It's only going to be down for 2 hours, folks. Hopefully.
Yeah, better.
It'll be back up.
Yeah.
But we've already reached our goal. We're now at the stretch goals.
Sweet.
Very good.
And we like giving people stretch goals.
Love it.
Is that an Ibanez guitar?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what Peter was trying to draw there.
That's an Ibanez guitar.
It's a guitar.
It may be.
Yeah.
It is a guitar. Yeah, he's got a guitar there.
This particular type of brand that it's too expensive expensive for any normal person to own.
I'm not normal.
We're all comic book artists. Of course, we're not normal.
Yeah.
So you guys got 5 days to get over there and help them. It's already funded, so you're definitely going to get this.
And the book is complete. I'm actually working on issue 4 now, penciling and inking it. So it's done and ready. All that has to happen is when the Kickstarter is over with and we know who all gets what, we push the button and the printing starts.
And make sure if you go over there like within the next 20 or so minutes and you can't find it, give it an hour or two and go back, because again, Kickstarter is going to go down for a short scheduled maintenance tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know which add-ons are still left. The new way that Kickstarter does things, the add-ons are, you have to go in and put your money down on your basics, and then you go in and add extra issues or the art or any of that stuff. It has to be added on. So at the cover here, at the entrance to the site, you don't know which add-ons are left. So I have no idea which ones have sold and which ones haven't. They may all be gone for all I know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully they're not. But these guys got a couple minutes. They got 5 days.
I imagine there's some stuff left.
You got 5 days. Brian, I know you have to get out of here too. So let me get opportunity to let everybody know where they can find you at online.
Yeah, you can go to, I'm on Twitter and everywhere. It's Brian_Shearer. That's on Instagram and Twitter. You can go to my website, brian-shearer.com, and on YouTube at Brian Shearer. So I'm all, if you just go on Google and you type in my name, I'm the first person that comes up.
Brian, before you go, one of the questions from Indie Vote Radio is from another artist. His name is B. I'm guessing it's a funny joke, B. White, but maybe it's not. His name could be like Bob White. All right. He says, "Hey guys, my art area is a complete mess. It's not supposed to be that way, but I have pencils always falling off of my desk, hopping out of drawers, hitting the ground, rolling under desks. Does any other artist have issues with their art setup?" And before you step out of here, Brian, I want to see if you had any issues with your art setup. Do you lose pencils? And
yes. What happens is I reach critical mass and I leave on my desk, and then I take a day and I clean up, and then I'm like, wow, I'm going to keep it like this all the time. And then 3 months later, it reaches critical mass, and that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my lifestyle too.
Yeah, you don't want to see what my desk looks like right now.
Yeah, this is I keep my stuff in little things like this, and I start out with them organized,
right?
And then it looks like this when I get into the project.
As long as you have your work on the page, but you don't want a messy desk, but have like an empty page. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Brian, you can get here. I know that you have to step out for a while, so thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. You're always welcome back.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, it's a great product.
Coming by.
Should be very proud.
Good to meet you.
For our radio audience, that's Gunship Thunder Punch over on Indiegogo. It's going to go live soon. There is a sign-up page there so that you can get notified as soon as that becomes available.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Brian, very much for coming on.
Yeah, I have that problem. I've got pencils that pop out of the desk out of nowhere. I mean, I could be sitting there and I watch a pencil just levitate.
I'm going to move out of the way. You can see, behind me. That's my work area there. I mean, look at that.
There's pencils and brushes and stuff all over.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Artistically arranged.
Eric is showing.
Yeah, I got these at IKEA, and I put this on my drawer to try to keep things a little more. It's mounted to the shelf for my toys next to the table. So trying to keep things a little bit organized, but I always end up like surrounded by stuff on my table, and I just gotta like start pushing it away.
Yeah,
while I'm working.
It's happened to my computer desk and my not so much my art desk, but around my art desk. Yeah. It's,
but I know where everything is.
Yeah.
I
have to go ahead.
My wife one time came into the studio and straightened up for me. I nearly killed her because I couldn't find anything. As I told her, you know that pile over there? Go down 3 and you'll find, and I told her what it was and she did it and I went, now, do you understand? Please don't straighten up my studio. It looks like a mess, but I know where everything is.
Yeah. I know where all my stuff is at. Go ahead, Randy.
And I was going to say, I'm mostly digital, and I still have my stylus drop to the floor and roll under my desk.
Yeah.
The key is just to get enough money where you could just say screw it, buy another, open a new stylus.
You just have a pile of them there that you can open. There's a pile at your feet.
Exactly. I ain't bending over to pick that up.
Yeah, just use a new one. I didn't realize that the digital pens needed nub changes until about 5 months ago. The Surface that I use, the battery died out of nowhere. I thought it was broken. Oh, it's broken, and then I found out the battery has it needs a battery, and so I got that fixed, and then it's like, oh, you buy some new nibs too, and they come in this little bitty box, and I was told, do not buy the nibs from Amazon because you won't get them.
Really?
I was told, well, actually, Amazon was okay, but there were some other places that'll just put them in the smallest box possible and send them to you, and it's a good chance it's going to get lost in the mail.
Oh, those Wacom nibs.
Everything I get is I buy. I order little tiny things, and they come in these huge boxes.
Yeah.
And I just go, why did you waste all that size? But I mean, they weigh nothing. But I guess they don't get lost in the mail that way, or in the shipping.
You guys want to talk about waste? Are those the nibs? Like,
yeah.
Let me make you. Yeah. Those are.
Yeah.
Yep. Over Christmas, my wife ordered a video game for me from GameStop. I'm a gamer, so I get a ton of video games for Christmas. But one of the things that she wanted to order me, she ordered Watch Dogs on the PS5. Well, when it came in, it was for the PS4. She contacted GameStop. She says, "Hey, you guys, you sent me the wrong version of the game. I want the PS5 version." They said, "Oh, okay, no problem. We're running behind. It's going to take us about 2 weeks to get out your replacement." So I'm expecting in the mail to get, a box with my game, the correct version, or just an empty box that I gotta, pop their game in as the PS4 version and send it back to them. No, I get this huge box in the mail, and like you said, Rob, his box is huge. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why is it so light? What's in it? I'm like, oh, this is the empty box. Maybe the box they want me to send it back in is in here. I open it up. There's the PS5 version of the game in this huge box. It probably cost about $12-14 to send to me. And they sent me the PS5 version of the game. And of course, you're like, well, guys, can I get you your version of the game back? And I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It costs them more. It costs because they would have to pay. They pay for the shipping back, right? Mm-hmm. Quote unquote. Mm-hmm. It probably costs them more than it's worth as far as manufacturing costs.
I have a conspiracy theory. I have a conspiracy theory, guys.
What's that?
Okay. You know why the box is so big? It's for stock. It's for the stockholders. We ship the volume. Our volume of shipping is so large. You know what I mean? It's just to pump everything up.
You might be onto something there, Jason.
You may actually be onto something.
Everything is a conspiracy.
They're like, look how much we're shipping every month. Give us money.
Not only that, but when you ship the game back to them, they just throw it into a larger box and then sell it to a end run guy, because that's where all the returns go. They don't go back into regular stock. They all get thrown into giant crates, and then they're auctioned off to the highest bidder.
Right. Yeah.
You'll see videos all the time of a guy opening an Amazon crate of returns. Yeah.
They're a box company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We now sadly we lost
Pat.
Yeah, we lost Pat, but let me show you guys his campaign. Hold on.
He was incognito anyway. He was hiding out.
Here we go.
In the shadows.
I'm gonna play his video here.
Echoes of the triumphant. Thornstein Veblen.
What a name.
One of my favorite authors. No, just kidding. Holy crap.
There we go. You know, I did not realize that they had
it's like a 4-minute video.
Well, I never realized the music. I was jamming out for a while.
Yeah.
I started to jam out and vibe with the music. Pat,
I was going to say, real sorry that didn't have a vocal soundtrack on it for our radio audience.
Yeah. Pat Murphy
should have been reading it out loud, shouldn't we? Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Pat Murphy is the creator behind that, and he is actually a Dominic Bercier of Logo Comics and Mirror Comics is mentoring him. So Dominic put up, he said, oops, he says, I'm very proud of Pat V. His comic is cool. I help with design mentorship. Find his Kickstarter on my Linktree, www.linktree.com/Mirror Comics. It's our friends at Reverb Comics in the link. The vid is a little long, but it's cool. They worked really hard. They worked really hard on Words DB. Hexalin Comics says, hey there, Jake. They're in the chat all talking. Fancying you here. Aaron Humphreys hanging out. Hey, Aaron. How's it going?
Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
He's the penciler for our Rush.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dominic says he's taking notes. The vid is too long. He's my student. Yeah, the video could be cut down. I mean, Randy did a 4-minute video and he took it down and made it up.
Yeah, Russ Leach watched it and told me that it was just way too long, needed to be a minute or under. And he said it needs to be a short video. And I said, Russ, you know how I like to talk. 4 minutes is a short video.
The Echoes of the Triumphant number 0 through 1. Echoes of the Triumphant, $228, pledge of a $239 goal. So very attainable goal. They're gonna pass this no problem. You can get in to this book for, let's see here, the print copy, $5 Canadian. That's $4 US. Only certain countries it ships to, but I'm pretty sure the US is one of them. But these are limited to 100 copies. So we definitely want to get in there very soon. You see that right there?
That's what. Yeah, that's why it's the Kickstarter's not bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Only limited to 100 copies. So get in there quickly if you want to pick this book up. We did. I think we have taken a look at this book before on maybe on IndieVolt.com. I'm not sure if the review went up, but I know we took a look at it. So yeah, go over there and check that out over on Kickstarter, which you may find it is down by the time you go over there. Again, that's planned maintenance for here on March 23rd, 2021. They are planning on taking the site down for just a little while to do some maintenance. Speaking of maintenance, I want to thank our friends over at Crayola for sponsoring Indie Vote, as well as Stamps.com and Dick Blick. Right now,
you get a lot of my art supplies from Dick Blick.
Bless you, bless you, Rob.
I like delivered to my door.
That's right.
I wish I had a local store to go to because I really like Dick Blick.
Now, does that coupon still work?
Lola, is that the current coupon? So it's still, was it $50? They're running a campaign. I think it was $45 to $50 you spent. Shipping was free, which I mean that helps to
it's
me.
45 the last time I looked.
Yeah, 45. Okay, yeah.
I watch for specials. So occasionally they'll go down to 35.
Yeah. Cool. While that other art store is getting rid of their daily coupon, making sure that
there's always a deal or a special with them.
Yeah,
all the time. You just you check back with them regularly and put together a want list, and you can watch for sales. And their site's easy to use. I'm doing a commercial. I love
usually that's my job here, but
next time you order, go to IndieVolt.com and click on the link at the bottom of the page.
Yeah. There's a link on the bottom of the page. Pop over there and do that. And also want to remind everybody to check out Stamps.com. Listen, I don't know if you guys seen that, but news broke today that they may be extending the first class delivery window for packages and raising cost. Ooh. Best way you can get around that is using Stamps.com. Use them, sign up, get yourself an account.
Listening to the news brief on what's going on with the post office, they say they're streamlining it, making it a better post office, and they put this positive, and then they tell you all the negative stuff. It's going to cost more, take longer, fewer no letters, more packages.
They're trying to kill it.
And maybe they'll break even in 10 years. I'm like, come on, privatize the thing or move on. We don't.
Well, the biggest problem with the post office is that Congress made them fully fund their pension. Nobody does that. Nobody in any industry fully funds their pension 20 years out, which is what they're asking the post office to do. Yep. There is no freaking way any company could do that and make a profit.
As creators who, a lot of everyone is doing crowdfunding, that does matter. And I think sometimes we kind of shrug our, shoulders and say, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. Oh, but it does. Oh, but it will.
Yeah.
My day job, I work security actually at a post office facility where the trucks come in and things get moved around and sorted. So
Dominic Mercer says, let me talk for Pat via chat. He wanted to be a superhero for real. He settled for writing comics. The covers are heavy gloss cardstock.
Cool.
From the desk of a small press publisher, Jody McPhee says, already have an account, post office. Yeah, there's a look. I mean, we can't tell you to sign up for any other company because of stamps, but find yourself something, some way to get, shipping under control, because otherwise that might be the next big hurdle we're going to be facing. With Liberty, I was able to secure an account, and it's been helpful. Let me see here. Drawn Talk says, "Oh my stars! I met with the postmaster of the USPS in our city, and oh my stars, the crap that he told me about packages and where they go and how they're sorted. Geez, yeah, I worked at FedEx and UPS. I've worked at both companies, and they're private companies, but I'll be honest with you."
Tyler gets 10 points for
FedEx
using
does.
"oh my stars" in a sentence.
I ordered something recently, and it came from, I can't remember where it was. It came from East, and it went to St. Louis. I live in central Missouri, which is Columbia, Missouri, and it's halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City. Kansas City's to the west, St. Louis is to the east.
Mm-hmm.
What I ordered went to St. Louis, went through their sorter, took a couple of days. It went to Kansas City, passed me, went to Kansas City and sat there for 5 days.
Wow.
And I still haven't got it.
Oh, man.
That's how screwed up things are right now.
Yeah. We were saying on one of the shows earlier, I'm here in Flint, Michigan, and Varian's around the Detroit area. I could mail a letter to him and it goes through Pittsburgh.
Yeah, streamlining.
Yeah.
That's streamlining, right. It makes some of the stuff they're doing makes no sense. And taking out sorting machines in very busy places. Why are you doing that? There's a reason they're doing that. It's to push the post office down and try to get privately owned shippers more business.
Well, there's actually bylaws and stuff actually written up that makes it really hard to do that. I know the guy that told them to take out the sorting machines actually did a double back a few days later over some of the stuff he was saying, because they had a talk with him telling him that if he continues doing what he's doing, he is actually hindering the delivery of the mail, which is a federal offense.
But they had dismantled some of those sorters and they couldn't take them back.
Yeah.
I recall, I remember when I worked at General Motors coming into work, and I had this little personal goal. I had this machine that kept a counter, and it kept, I was stuck between two machines. They did the same thing, but they kept a counter. And I thought to myself, I'd always come in and see the guy who had left. He did maybe 150 parts on one, maybe 40 on the other. And I started, I made it a personal goal of mine to try to get 500. I figured if I get 250 on each machine, I'd be good. And every day I was busting ass to get 200, to get 500. And it became a goal. It was like I was racing to do this. And so work went by very quick. And my boss loved me. But my coworker pulled me aside one day and he says, "Hey," and this guy, he sounded like Martin Luther King Jr. I kid you not, or like a emasculated Martin Luther King Jr. He was like, "Hey, Varian, you can't be doing this. You can't run that machine at 250. And what he did was he started breaking the machine so that I couldn't. And so I was thinking about that. He broke the machine, and then the factory though it backfired on us, because since he broke the machine, we weren't able to put the parts out. They took the job and put it in another factory. So we lost that job, and his ass had to go out to the line. I had to go to the line, like, thanks, idiot. So companies have people inside of them that do dumb shit all the time.
Oh yeah,
and I'm saying about the post office is it
everywhere I've worked throughout my life, I've run into those folks who, if you start showing that such and such can be done, and they don't, and this other guy that you're working with doesn't want to do that, he's going to try everything in his power. He's going to spend a lot of crazy energy, to get you not to do what you're doing, because it shows him up.
Yeah,
he's going where he could just spend some of that energy to try and do what you're doing.
Yeah,
it makes no sense, does it?
Have to get you out of there. Speaking of good companies, though, good companies want to announce a new sponsor. The Indie Vote Awards show. The Indie Vote Awards show is happy to bring on printing giant Mixam.
Whoa!
Cool.
Yeah. So
worked hard for that one.
yeah, Lola worked hard for that one.
Wow.
So
That's a great get. Great.
Yeah, it
get.
is.
Yeah, proud to bring
Good
on
job,
Mixum.
Lola.
I can announce that officially now, and they're going to be
Cool.
giving out some cool stuff to people who submit to the Indie Vote Award. So,
Printer of Russ Leach's book, Only Death Can Save Us.
Yep.
tap the spine, tap the spine, tap the spine, tap the spine.
And
It is a
printer-
beautiful book.
Also, Printer of God's Hand by Anthony Figueroa, friend of the
Unique
show.
smell.
Going to be the printer of my book.
Yeah, printer of Lola's book too. They're so
Mine
Cool.
too.
they're coming on as sponsors of Indie Vote Awards. Thank you, Mixum.
Look, guys, you've got to submit your projects. Submit the projects you love. You know, the fee is nominal. It goes to Autism Speaks. Great outfit to give it to, and we need all the best of the best to be part of this award show because we want to make it the Emmys of independent comics. That's our goal.
Yeah, and then people can have shows. They can have post shows. They can have the Indie Vote Awards comic post shows where they can come on and say, "Can't believe they gave the award to this person." It was really political. And
I have to get out my black tie.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, the show is a judged event with one fan award, so it's not a popularity contest. It's really designed to elevate awareness for adult, alternative and independent comics.
Yep, there it is. September.
Only 178 days to go.
Yeah, this isn't some fly by night like Facebook award show or some sort of like, you know, where there's no real recognition there. You know, this is a meritocracy. So it's a juried show. Only those who enter are being considered. And, you know, we've got sponsors with StreamYard. We've got Dave & Buster's is hosting it. There's also a sponsor. Now Mixum is sponsoring. This is going to be an incredible event, incredible night for independent comics. Please join us and help out Autism Speaks as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having, you know, I've been, you know, me, myself, I'm autistic. I have Asperger's. My son is autistic, and he's, you know, they say he's very high functioning autistic, but I'll tell you, today he surprised me. We were playing, they have a Cards Against Humanity Family Edition. And the question is, you know, how you play Cards Against Humanity is someone reads a card as a blank. You have to fill it in with like whatever is supposed to be more hilarious or
great game,
you know, or dirty or whatever. So the family edition takes out all the cuss words. Well, my 10-year-old decides that he's going to. The question is, was it no, Amanda? We don't do blank at the dinner table, or we don't bring blank to the dinner table. Oh no, blank are not allowed at the dinner table. And everyone's putting in stuff. Well, my son puts a freaking huge carrot. A honking huge carrot. And for some reason, every adult, our minds were in the gutter. So we're laughing, and now we have to give him the point because we're all laughing at it. But he's like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "Just take the win. You won. So yeah, he's
take the win and move on, man.
Yeah, Jake says Lola had them lured with the shoes. Yeah, there we go. Where is my book? Where's
my book?
Post show, I rip off my bolo tie and dunk shots. But yeah,
those kind of shots or those kind of shots.
There's a judging panel for the 2021 event. Eric Houghton, Raina Zimmerman, Lola the Indie Princess, Victor Danders Jr., and JD Calderon are all the judges for this year. We're going to shake that up next year, and we're going to start announcing our Hall of Fame very soon as well. So looking forward to that. I can tell you though, I don't have a video ready for it yet, but I will very soon. I can tell you right now, one of the people going to the Hall of Fame that had to be kicked, it was dragged, kicking and screaming to the Indie Vote Comic Book Hall of Fame.
Yep.
One person is Mr. Randy Zimmerman for the 2021 event. So I can announce that. Randy is going to the Hall of Fame. and he looks so depressed about
Just
it.
wait till I get to give a speech, don't I?
Ooh.
I get to give a speech, don't I?
Yeah.
I'll have to start working on that.
Yeah.
He's not wearing a tux, though. He refused to wear a tux. He says,
I will dress up, though.
Yeah.
I won't wear a tux.
Rob, there's an emoji for the kind of shot I'm going for, but it's below the dollar. Also, guys, I mentioned earlier Lola's book. She added something new for her fans and the people who buy her shoes. If you go over to her campaign and sign up, she has a Indiegogo page up there. There's some of the stuff you can get. One of the characters has a ring.
Wow.
She's got the ring she's going to get doing. The t-shirts, the bottle opener keychain based on the logo. There's the keychain. There's the key. There's a bottle opener key. There's some art for the book drawn by the wonderful Dave the Supreme Brown.
Nice.
There's the art. And the first 50 backers get a special Lola trading card. I've seen the trading card. I'm a little unsure if you can send that out. No, it's fine. There's no nudity. There's no nudity. It's but they get special Lola. I call it the Creator Series cards because it's just a picture of her. But it's a really cool picture. She worked really hard to get that done. So, let's see here. Randy looks like he's gonna kick Varian's arse with the nomination. He does, doesn't he?
No. We've had this discussion before. So
yeah. It was. Whatever. That merch is cool. There's an there's an emoji for that. There it is.
There's an emoji for everything.
Yeah. That merch is cool. Says drawing top.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's even more cool merch that I didn't post. I didn't want to give it all away.
Yeah. That's really messed up. You guys are.
All right. Well,
so quickly,
we're getting toward my bedtime here.
Yeah, I was going to let you guys tell where you can
Understand.
be found at on social media, so we can have our listeners reach out to you guys right now, listening to us live. We got 344 people listening. Thank you guys. Right now, our good friends in Ireland are number one. So thank you for listening.
Cool.
Tuning in with Indie Volt Radio on Android, Alexa, and the URL. Thank you. Rob, where can you be found at?
I have my own website, robmdavis.com. The links there will take you to, I have a gallery that I need to update. I say this every time I go on one of these. I need to update my gallery. But I'm also at, for Airship 27 Productions, the pulp books that we print, that's airship27hanger.com. You can go there and see what kind of books we have. We're moving in on getting closer and closer to 200 books, so maybe over 200 by now. I'll have to check the numbers again. And you can find me on I usually jump on Facebook once or twice a day. Rob Davis. Look for me, Rob Davis Artist. Probably is if you do a search for me. Trying to think where else. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Instagram. I do Pinterest. But yeah, you can find me those places. And go over to Silverline. Roland put up this really very flattering bio of me, and there's covers that I did over the years scrolling across the top. It's a nice little piece. So go over to silverline.comics, check that out. Check out our Kickstarter, and check out some of the other stuff coming from Silverline. As we say at Silverline, make mine Silverline. So
thank you, Jason.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Where can you be found?
Thanks a lot for coming on, Rob.
Oh, you
Appreciate
bet. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, Rob.
Bye-bye. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. Put on the @refocus comic.
That last part where you dropped out, you said what?
Yeah,
Refocus Comics.
Okay.
And Twitter, YouTube is just Refocus.
Still dropped out. Can you repeat it?
Twitter, Free Focus, and YouTube.
Free Focus on YouTube and Twitter. Free
Okay.
Focus, FREEFOCUS. Free Focus. Thank you, Jason. It is. That's actually a pretty cool company name. Man, I got Let's Go Comics. That's like I'm so witty. John Martin. Well, yeah, but no one knows the meaning. John, where can you be found at, sir?
You can find me all over the place: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, silverlinecomics.com, John Martin or the Artistic Viking of some sort. You may even find one place where it's the Viking Prince Voltan. You can find me in any of those spots. You can also find me next month over at SC Comic Con. I'll be out there 17th and 18th for their con. And back to Kickstarter for Friar Rush and Twilight Grim.
Very cool, very cool. Thank you, sir, for joining and coming on here and showing us the book. Looks amazing. Everyone had really good books tonight. I'm very upset because you guys don't understand. You're burning through my stimulus for these books. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back here. I'm not finished, but I'll be back here. Randy and I have been working on a special. We're working to help a gentleman named Denani Arts get art supplies for the young people he's teaching art to in his country. He's over in Africa, and he's been having a lot of issues maintaining supplies. He's going in his own pocket, buying supplies, but that can only go so far. So he's asking for some help from the community, and we want to help him here. So I know Logo Comics, Dominic, has agreed to help and send in some stuff. And we're going to be running a fundraiser very soon here just to try to get Denani some help because, again, I've seen the pictures of the kids. He's taking video of these kids sitting down, drawing. They look so happy, and it's really cool to see that art, to share the gift of art. I know it sounds hokey, but, it definitely is something that I want to do in the very future. Green Room person, they're staying there for now. We're going to talk to the Green Room person after we go off the air. But I want to say, Dread Dinosaur, where can you be found at, sir?
I can be found at Dreaded Dinosaur on all those social medias. You can also go to my website, erichodson.com. That's ERIKHODSON.com. Buy a few prints off of me, help me pay the rent. And then find me here Monday on Indie Vault Live for It Came from Webtoon. And we're getting into the Tapas bucket now, covering some comics there. We just covered Power Nap last night, and that was a trippy book, really enjoyed that one. So you never know who we're going to find out. We are always looking for, if you've got a webtoon, if you've got a Tapas comic, get in touch through contact at Indie Vault, and we'd love to have you on to interview you about it.
At also, I want to announce 2:30 Sunday. I will be speaking with an artist who actually is very upset. His life has been turned around by actually succeeding at the crowdfunding game. He made quite a few $1,000s on his campaign. Unfortunately, a fan turned him in to Social Security because he's on disability and has messed him up completely. So we'll be talking about that on special issues this Sunday.
Wasn't much of a fan then.
Yeah, well, haters. Randy, where can you be found at, sir?
You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Twitter under Randy Zim. But one book that we didn't talk about tonight, or show at least, I talked about it at the start of the program, was the Indie Vault Revolt book that we currently have up on Indiegogo. For some reason, Varian, I understand why Varian doesn't want to show that book, because if we get 150 backers into the book, Varian has to draw a story for it. Now, this is a large sequential art collection. I can show that
I'll bring it
you.
up. I was looking for it, but my computer just never shows it to me.
I have it right there.
Okay.
It's this is a large sequential art collection by a lot of contributors that were here on Indie Vault. In fact, there's Eric's Dreaded Dinosaur, and it's a collection of short stories. It's in black and white. Right now, we're looking at 122 pages for every 50 backers that come on, and we are right now 13 backers away from adding another 10 pages to the book. Every 50 backers that come on, there's another 10 pages added to the book. We'll find more people. The contributors here to the book are folks that are either on or regular listeners to the Indie Vault podcast. So you hear these names all the time, like Daphne Lage and Eric and myself and Glenn Fleming, who was just in the chat. There's also Jake, who was in the chat earlier today. Josh, who's been on the show a few times. And here's a chance to see us all displaying a great short story all in one book. And it's a flip book, just like the Silverline books. But with this book, it's going to be square bound, and it'll look like a graphic novel. You're going to go in on one cover about at least 60 pages at this point, and then you'll turn it over and go in again at least another 60 pages. There's 2 different cover sets. There's a mischievous tier. There's some phenomenal stories in here in this book. I can't recommend it to you enough. There's even a retailer perk where you can get 3 of each cover. So take a look at that on Indiegogo. That's the Indie Vault Revolt Sequential Art Collection. And it's the campaign has got 52 days to go. And once that's done, it's done. This will not go in demand. And we plan on printing really close to the numbers that we receive, really close to orders. So it's not going to be offered on any of the other campaigns. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Cool.
So we're really looking or hoping that we'll be able to turn this into at least 150 or 160 page book before it's all done. And these are all short stories, beginning, middle, and end. There's only one story in here that's a 7-page Sin Killer introduction that even leads into a Marvie's graphic novel. But other than that, it's all short stories that you can enjoy without having to read any other book. So
check that out, Indie Vault Revolt Sequential Art Collection over on Indiegogo. It's got 52 days, but getting there early, getting there often.
We need to have a good idea how many stories are going to be in the book. So please just get in there and buy it now. And like I said, once we hit 150 backers, Varian has to do a story that the Indie Princess is gonna write for Tipsy or the Gnome. And then at 200 backers, we actually have a story by Pops Van Zandt, and he is really looking forward to doing that story.
Rival want to know. Rival Turtle said, "I ordered both cover sets. Does that mean I get 2 books?"
Yes, it does. It'll be the same interior, but you will get 2 books.
Yeah, so 2 books, so we'll get all 4 covers.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And now, where can you be found, Randy?
Again, Facebook under Randy Zimmerman, Twitter under Randy Zim. There is an Arrow Comics 4.0 Facebook page that I will be putting more art on probably tomorrow, and Arrow Comics 4.0 YouTube channel where our videos will be up there talking about the products and things. This is just the Indie Vault Revolt book will be the first product from Arrow Comics returning again to publishing. We plan on doing a regular schedule towards the end of the year of books for the direct market. We're really looking forward to getting back, on the horse and doing a regular set of books again. So,
okay. Miss Lola, where can you be found at, ma'am?
I can be found everywhere.
Everywhere.
So the easiest place to look is Linktree. Look up indie_princess and you'll find all my links there, including a link to the pre-launch page of Lore. And also tomorrow night you can find me on Geekgasm. I will be hosting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for Geekgasm next week, I'm doing a special. Varian doesn't even know about it. I'm doing a launch party starting at 8:30 p.m. for my book Lore.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just breaking the 9 rule. Okay.
No one tells me anything around here. As for me,
that's just because you don't listen.
No. As for me, guys, you can find me at KYD_V on Twitter. LastCallComics.com is my publishing company. WhenWeWrite.com, my personal website where I posted my artwork and everything. Find me on YouTube, Varian Grant. Varian Grant on all social media is pretty much. I'm not a hard person to find. And of course, check out IndieVolt.com. If you want to join the radio numbers, you can do that. Simply download IndieVolt Radio from Google Play or download it on the streaming app you have iOS. There's a couple other apps you can use too over there until we take that app native on iOS. Then you'll be able to, just download it on from the iTunes store. Also, Roku enabled television, Roku enabled devices. You can download IndieVolt TV for free, 100% free. That's right, streaming network. We got indie movies on there. We got some indie video, music videos. We also have some long form videos like this where YouTube won't let us keep them up. We take them over to Roku where they don't have those rules. They can't control us over there. Yeah,
you can't stop us. They can't stop us.
So IndieVolt TV on Roku. IndieVolt Live at IndieVolt.com. Email us your questions, concerns. Include IndieVolt Live in the subject. And please keep us emails to 90 words or less so I can put them on a card and read them. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about things. That is it for us here tonight. We want to remind you guys to take care of yourselves.
We're going to be, Varian and I will be back on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lola will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Geekgasm. Then I'll be back again on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for the Sunday Funnies program, where we talk about the more lighter and whimsical side of funny books.
I will take
and then sometime, is it going to be this weekend or next weekend? When we'll do a little extra for the
for Denani?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do it I would like to try to do it Friday if we can, but we'll see. I'll announce it once it happens. I'll make sure I put the video up so everyone knows we're doing it.
Stay tuned. We might have some fun on Friday.
Yeah. So. I'll take us out of here. You guys have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Thanks so much, everybody. Stay healthy.
Good night.
What you've accomplished.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.